Good morning, guys. Welcome to the Equity Guys pre-market video. My name is Chirag. I'm an NISM certified technical analyst, and let's get into the view for today. Yesterday, Nifty did maintain that gap up it had. It went up, and then again, and it went up, took a resistance near I think R2 levels, and then came back down. But we definitely did see an up move in Nifty, which is very important. But let's see what will happen today. Although Nifty closed towards the day low and Bank Nifty closed towards the day low, we see it traded. We are seeing that Nifty futures is trading at a premium of 63 points, and Bank Nifty futures is trading at a premium of 217 points, which is definitely bullish in nature. India VIX is up just about a 0.08%, which is not too scary. It is just in that neutral levels there. Looking at crude oil was down 1.1%, which is definitely bullish in nature from an intraday perspective, and the overall view is below 6,500 levels. So you're definitely looking bullish in both aspects. Gift Nifty is up about 77 points, so we can expect a gap up today, but will the gap up sustain is what is important. Gold bees, silver bees, both down 0.3 and 0.24%, which is definitely bearish in nature there. But let's see what the other sets of data are saying. Sectoral indices, we definitely see some sectors with a good amount of buying, like IT and auto. But we also see key sectors like pancakes and even, you know, uh, industrials seeing a good amount of selling there. So neutral data all around in the sectoral indices there. Looking at the NSE data, we see it's fairly neutral. That's what the sentiment of the market is, with almost 1,421 declines and 1,542 advances. So we just see fairly neutral, data coming from the stocks closing near the day highs and the day lows, right? Looking at FIDI data in cash market, we do see FIIs selling, but DIIs are matching whatever the FIIs are selling, which is extremely good. Looking at the FNO segment, FIIs are selling in the index futures almost 1,000 crores, but in stock futures, you do see them buying almost 452 crores there. Not a lot of buying, but there is still a good amount of buying there. Looking at the advanced decline ratios, we see that there is 19 advances and 31 declines, 2 advances and 10 declines in Bank Nifty. Overall, we see neutral data in all the key sectors. Looking at the advanced decline ratio, option chain is something where on the right side, the puts, we see buying in the money but selling in out of the money, and on the left side calls, we see selling both in and out of the money. Overall bearish data that is seeing here, and keeping in mind it is bearish data, we can see 24,500 as a good resistance that is being formed. So that is one levels you need to watch out for, guys. Looking at the PCR data, we see that 0.66 is where the key sort of PCR level is at right now, and that is at the oversold level. So we can expect the market to keep going up because it is towards that oversold levels. Looking at global data, we see that US is positive all around. All the indexes up more than 1% here, so extremely bullish on that aspect. Europe, on the other hand, is again only Germany DAX is down slightly by 0.2%. Everything else up positive by 0.2% and 0.71%. Looking at the Asian markets, we see that Nikkei is up 0.32%, and looking at the nature of Nikkei, it did come down slightly and then give a full recovery. So that is something that we can possibly expect in the Indian markets too. And looking at Kospi, it is also running positive here. Finally, moving on towards the Indian areas, we see that there is slight bit of selling in big companies like HDFC and ICICI, but overall it is bullish because we see most of the companies like Dr. Reddy's, Wipro, Infosys seeing a good amount of buying. So I would say slightly bullish data on the Indian areas aspect. Moving over to the index futures, the US is slightly down, just about zero point 0.4, zero point 0.8, and 0.1%, slightly down here from Tech 100, US 500, and US 30. So, should not be much of a problem here. Slightly bearish is what the view is for that. So now getting into the overall view for the day, what we can say is S1 needs to be respected. It is again a buy on dip market, but what we have to keep in mind is that it could also have a little bit of consolidation pattern, and maybe another inside candlestick pattern could be formed here, except without the huge wicks. But this 24 465 level should not be broken. It should be respected, and once those levels are respected, then we can, and we should also see a close above R1. So once we see a close above R1, possibly anytime this week, then we can see the market move up, and the overall goal is to close above that 24 600 and 500 levels, so that we can see rally start moving up. But overall, guys, trade your setup for the day. Don't trade on your emotions or your view. And the main thing is trade one index in one time frame and make sure you guys are trading efficiently. Hope you guys enjoyed the view. Thank you, guys. See you guys tomorrow.